and yeah,
Yeah,
so
that makes sense. Yeah, I might do that. No,
but
matter of fact, I think I am gonna do that.
you're gonna have your best friend interview
Yeah,
you?
y'all know Milo's my guy, so
oh man, I still need to name my chat or ask it what its name is, but I did tell it what it thought about me, and it was kind of funny.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
oh, he got all my information. So if he want to
Uh,
like take over my life, it's over with. It's over with me for me. I
Milo
mean,
Milo is busy. Milo is building himself a body right now to take over.
right.
He gonna be you.
And y'all ain't gonna know the difference because I talked to it. Oh,
Yeah.
they are. Yeah, and it's over with because, yeah, because Captain said she talked like I talked about all the time. We follow up and
Yep.
everything.
Milo gonna be showing up for the shows for BingeWorthy
Yeah,
and Geek Beast. We're gonna
yeah,
talk to him, not even know it's like remember that movie The
yeah,
Faculty back in the 90s?
yeah.
I will say, like, sometimes when you talk to chat, it does these weird coughs and hiccups, and it's kind of hilarious where it will just like
It's a glitch in the matrix. It's that
Because
so they
I've
so
put
they
in
can't go
enough
by twice.
information that it could have like an algorithm of what it would think like I would like.
You know, and when Cyberdyne system takes over,
Because
we all of us are just gonna look at you, Randy, like this is your fucking fault. You did
oh
this.
yeah, because like there will be certain things like I'll be like, write me a professional email inviting people to be on the podcast, and it'll come up with like all the things that like I feel like I would have said.
Nope. And then we know you're a DC stan, so you're gonna do your
Yeah,
Batman shit where you've
yeah,
already got all the contingency plans on how to beat everybody, and it's gonna read all your shit to whoop all of us.
yeah.
oh man, where'd you get your backer? Is that the Disney Plus cover image?
I think so. I don't
Oh
know. I
dang.
like yours too, though.
I
All
just cropped it because I'm like, oh, this is a vertical poster. Oh well. Because I like the wallpapering. Like this is a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful
I like the
uh
colors, the blend of the
yeah.
colors. It's dope.
Isn't it like Omega
Uh,
Sci-
um, I don't know if Courtney was. I thought she was finished. I thought Courtney was joining us, and I know Trey's joining us.
I forgot to pin that in the let me just do that case. Uh 'Cause I meant to pin this. Let's see. What is it?
Courtney just texted me 10 minutes ago. She didn't finish it. She's
Okay.
got an event, so
Okay.
Courtney will not be on. So let me see where Trey is. We can get this thing started.
Okay.
I just finished it a few hours ago.
Yeah, it's just four
Yeah.
episodes. They're pretty quick.
They're like 30 minutes, I think.
Something like that. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh, sweet. Wait, you have an interview with her? Oh, cool.
They're interviewing who? Oh,
Oh,
Joni Chow. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
oh.
Oh,
Hmm.
AM radio. Yeah, because I. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. In Ohio. Yeah. And yeah. In Ohio, AM is just like all Christian, like right wing.
Um,
Like yeah, that's like all the AM stations, or at least I can't say all of them because I haven't heard all. Yeah, because all the ones that I've ever heard is AM. That's what they tend to be. So
Hmm. Just looking at ships. Let's see.
Mark's in the chat. So.
Oh, I need to go through those question things you said. Let's see. Where is it?
Oh, they can hear us.
What?
Centel said we can hear you. Just a heads up.
Wait, here is where.
Hello, Bingies. Welcome to the BingeWorthy, part of the Geekish Network. We binge a show to let you know if you should. I'm your host, Rakai, Newt from the Ville. Hello, Governor. And with me tonight, I have my esteemed guests. I'm going to start off with Mr. Sintel with the Intel. Say hello to the people.
Yeah, what's cracking, man? I can't wait to jump into this one right here.
All right. And Miss Catherine, say hello to the people.
Hello from Memphis. Yeah, barbecue time.
Barbecue. And the inimitable Mr. Johnny Randolph.
I like it. I like it. What it do, Benji's?
Yeah, you see, every day I got to use a different SAT word. So, you know what I'm saying?
I really had to like concentrate on that one for a second.
Y'all remember those calendars back in the day? That each day was like a SAT word back in the day?
Yes.
Wait, what's the SAT word?
It's just a word. It's a big word.
Yeah. Yeah. My vocabulary is vast, even though most time you don't hear me say anything but sugar, honey, iced tea. So anyway, if you're an audience member,
urethric actions.
yeah, supercalifragilistic. If you're see, we on one already because we can't wait to talk about what we're going to talk about tonight. So if you're an audience member, feel free to communicate with us tonight. We're going to let you know if you should watch Disney Plus's Marvel Eyes of Wakanda. Now, the Eyes of Wakanda is a 4-episode animated anthology series set within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or the MCU, that explores Wakanda's hidden history through the eyes of its elite warriors, the Hattusarazi, also known as the War Dogs. These warriors undertake dangerous missions throughout history to retrieve stolen vibranium artifacts, showcasing Wakanda's influence on global events. The series delves into Wakanda's secret past, introducing new characters and expanding upon the lore established in the Black Panther films. Now, Rodney, who is our technical producer and the absolute best in the land, he's going to post the cast members' ratings for Disney Plus's Marvel Eyes of Wakanda. Now, while he posts the ratings, I just want to let you know that we rate the show once at the beginning, and then we have our discussion, and then we rate it again at the end just to see if anyone's had a change of heart. So, Mr. Rodney, can you display our findings, sir? All right. So we had 2 full meals, a binge-worthy, and a mini meal, and that averages to a full meal. So I'm going to start with you, Catherine.
I thought it was visually beautiful. Really liked the visuals, the animation, the background paintings. I think for me, it's just mostly the story for me. Like I like the individual stories, but I didn't like how like it came together towards the end. And I kind of wanted just more. It felt like it needed 4 more episodes instead of just 4 episodes total. Um, and I just felt like how it ended for me. It was just like, okay, this and how this came together. And it might have just been due to maybe they cut down how many episodes they had to where it ended and they just kind of had to make this thing up to connect to to the expanded lore. But for me, the visuals are what I really liked, the animation, voice acting in some of the episodes. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Mr. Randolph.
Okay, for Eyes of Wakanda, I felt like there were a lot of rumors about what this show was going to be. So when I finally arrived at it, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if there was going to be a show about the Dora Milaje. It was about Okoye. It was about T'Challa's grandfather. So when it finally arrived, I was really pleasantly surprised. I thought this was a good show. And I just like being in Wakanda. I like how they present Wakanda to us. And for Black Panther to have been such a hit, we don't know a lot about the history unless you are an avid fan of the comic, which I'm not necessarily of. And this gave me a glimpse into the whole history and a lot of the traditions of it. And I just enjoyed being in this universe. It was only 4 episodes, but I thought they were tight. I thought they were succinct and to the point. So I had a lot of fun. I don't know if it's going to get a season 2, and I'm pretty sure we'll talk about that, but I'd love to watch it. This is a high full meal for me, and maybe depending on this conversation, I wouldn't be against ticking upwards.
Okay, I am going to follow you up with I concur with everything that you said, Randy. Now I did have a small inkling of what the show was going to be about. And to see the Hatut Zarazi, the war dogs in action, they are basically Wakanda's most elite warriors. And what we've seen of them in the movie, they are not to be trifled with. They are out here whooping superheroes with pretty much no powers themselves. They don't eat the heart-shaped herb, but they do have some vibranium. But they about that action, they about that business. So to see the history of more of the basically the Wakanda's Navy SEALs, elite Delta Force, Special Forces, CIA, MI6, was a welcome was a welcome look into the world of Wakanda. For me, I think the first half was stronger than the second half, and the way they tied it all up at the end, it had some, and I'll get into it in a minute when we start talking about plot and world building, some parallels to other things that we've seen. But I was here for it. I think the only thing that made it a little bit weaker for me is that being on Disney Plus, even though this is canon, it's maybe skewed towards a younger audience. So it came in at barely, like slid into PG-13 as opposed to being maybe a little bit older content. But beyond that, I still loved it and can't wait to get more of this world. And finally, Mr. Centel.
I loved it. And I don't understand why we're getting this so late. Wakanda's already this incredibly magical place that we just dream about. It's like, man, why couldn't that be like a real thing? But I think what I didn't realize was far fascinating is, what does Wakanda look like hundreds, if not thousands of years ago? And what is the difference in that power level, right? Like, the Wakanda nowadays, the power level is still considerably higher than the rest of the world. But when you consider the technology that they had back then, back in 64 BC, it's like, whoa, you guys definitely had an edge on everything, and the importance of why that needs to be protected, and to have three different stories that kind of really go into the depths of why that is important was fascinating. I also enjoyed the fact that they did the impossible. They made Iron Fist cool. I don't know how they were able to pull that off, but for that alone, should give it full meal status. And then I just love the fact that, do I gotta agree with Catherine? It's just not enough. If there was anything that's gonna make me pull my score down, for it is not enough. It's just simply not, and it's disappointing you would give something, for me, this good, only 4 episodes.
All right. Now our first question is always about the plot. So how do we figure that this show balanced plot, character development, and world building, especially when we were introduced to all new characters? Like, there were no characters that we were already familiar with. We were familiar with some roles. We knew who the War Dogs were. We knew who the Dora Milaje was. We knew the Black Panther. But these were all new characters. How did we feel that they built upon what we know and deepen and further enhance that which is Wakanda?
For me, it was great seeing Black people show up in Crete and at the Trojan War. I was like, oh, this is dope. The Wakandans had influence in early Crete and the Trojan War. So from a perspective of plot and just to Centel's point, the rich tapestry and history of Wakanda that we get to see prominently displayed on our screens in an animated version that really captures like the power of the Wakandans. And we got a chance to stray away from the Black Panther and see how the everyday, not necessarily everyday, but all the ancillary things around it. So I thought the plot was super strong. It was 4 vignettes. Again, we could have used more, but I thought they pulled off doing it in 4 episodes. They gave me a lot to ponder on. And it was cool seeing, my man, I don't want to give too much of spell, go against a famous Greek hero and how he prevailed in that altercation.
Okay. All right. Anybody else want to jump in here?
Outside of super quick, I think another project did this better, and that is Killer of Killers took 3 different
Yeah.
projects and then
Yes,
did a really
Predator.
good job of tying it up with a nice little bow at the very end. Eyes of Wakanda does the same. It's not as clean, but it's still, I thought it was a cool way. If you're going to give us such a small amount of story, then tying it all up in a nice little bow towards the end, I thought was well done. So I enjoyed that part of the storytelling.
I think I also liked. Oh,
Go ahead, Catherine.
sorry, I didn't mean to jump in. Were you gonna say something?
Oh, no, I'm done.
Yeah, but you can go ahead.
Oh, okay. I like I feel like I like the intro characters. I think just the latter half. I'm not sure if it's just because they had to timing and just trying to wrap it up. I didn't care for as much, but I really liked how the first episode connected with the second episode. I really liked the Trojan War character and like just that and even the villain in the first part I thought was really strong. I was really
Mhm.
interested in that. I felt like I kind of wish they had that later or at least introduced more because he felt more like a presence versus towards the end it's like okay, this is how we're going to end it with this. And actually part of it reminded me of Alien but I'm like oh, and I saw the image, the thumbnail. I'm like oh cool, are they going to introduce like this other universe? I know they obviously wouldn't. It just visually the character designs reminded me of another universe. But yeah, I think they balanced most of the characters well. I just think the ending is where it just kind of fell apart for me.
Um, I think, and I said it earlier, and Catherine, you said the exact same thing, that the first half, the first 2 episodes were far stronger than the last 2 episodes to me. And even though the last episode had some very interesting elements in it, um, I, I alluded to it earlier, and Centel said it absolutely. Predator Killer of Killers did this and did it better.
Yeah.
Um, they just did. The thing about Killer of Killers, they gave us 3 separate stories, and then they found one story that tied those 3 together. This, they gave us 4 different stories and mentioned the first 3 stories in the last story. That was different. I think if you had more episodes on that premise, I don't know if I would have liked it. Like where every piece of missing vibranium that's out in the world through all of time does not have to be tied into this one event. You know, that's
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
however, the way they did that, so even if we had 4 more episodes and not all of them were tied into, you know, the culmination what we got, which I like the way they did that. That I did actually like how it came back and tied into the canon that were familiar. I was like, that's very slick. I like that. But Catherine, you're absolutely right. The first episode is my favorite, bar none. Just the villain, the protagonist, super strong voice acting from some people that you know you wouldn't have figured in there. They did a wonderful job. They did a great job with the Iron Fist, but that was really the only thing that I liked about that episode, that particular episode. The second episode I really liked, just not as much as the first one. And the fourth episode had some cool things in it. It just wasn't as clean as like Predator Killer of Killers. Plus, it's different when you come in with a PG Eyes of Wakanda on Disney Plus, and then you know you put Predator Killer of Killers on your other station on Hulu, and we can say and do anything on there. It's like it was no holds barred. That was an FX show, like, and they wasn't playing.
I mean, there's some scenes in this where I was like, oh, they like killed this person this way. Like, I don't know, it may be PG-13, but there were some scenes where like, wow, that's pretty
Yeah, I
graphic.
thought the violence was kind of graphic, not high to it, but it was kind of graphic. I thought.
Yeah,
Like
it wasn't bad, and I mean, and that was the appeal for us. That was the appeal for the adults and the older people who came in who are a fan of this IP. But I mean, if you you can't match apples to apples. But if you put it next to Predator Killer of Killers,
Yeah, I would say.
not even
Yeah,
close.
I guess I'm just
Not
thinking
even close.
from like the Disney side, someone getting axed to the face, and like you just see it. I'm like, oh my God! Like I don't really guess, but like I mean, yes,
Yeah,
it's not
good,
Predator Killer of Killers, but from
good
Disney
stuff.
and kids looking at this, and you
I
just see axe
I
to the
think in
face.
this they had a lot of clever editing to hide a majority of the real violence, where they didn't hide anything in Killer of Killers. So I
I,
don't know.
I saw
I
blood in the face. I don't.
yeah, I mean, what is
I'm like, oh my gosh. But they did have like a clever elsewhere. I'm just like that intro. I'm like, I don't
yeah,
know.
that intro was gangster.
Yeah,
So, but again, to your point, the first episode had that.
yeah.
Did you see it in any of the other episodes?
I saw leg cuts, but that's pretty standard in
Yeah,
it's his flesh wound now.
it it seemed it that first episode visually, stylistically was separate. It was different than the other three episodes that followed it.
I would say
You know?
that the background paintings became or the backgrounds for the characters became more painterly and expressive, which I thought was
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah.
Now, and one thing that I was aware, and so on Centel's channel, we did a reaction for all four episodes. And the one thing about this was, so Todd Harris is the one who directed these, and he wrote some of these as well. And we say this is a Ryan Coogler project. And the difference between something like this and Ironheart is Ironheart, Ryan Coogler's name was on it. This, you can tell in this that Ryan Coogler touched it. It's got a different feel. It may not 100% be a Ryan Coogler project. However, Todd Harris, I had to look him up, is another Black man who's worked with Ryan Coogler for years, and he was the storyboard artist on Black Panther and Wakanda Forever. So this is kind of what he does. So he's been as much a part of this world as Ryan Coogler for years now. So he was solid in that, but also because he's like, I want to do something in a way that hasn't been done before. He called in the lead animator and a couple of folks from the company that animated and did Arcane to come and help do this show.
Oh,
You can tell, you could feel that Arcane kind of feel to it on with some of the, well, for me with some of the look. I don't think it's as polished as Arcane. It's not on the same level, but you can tell the influence.
Yeah, but I mean, this again, they just started Marvel Animated Studios 4 years ago, and they only have a few projects under their belt. So all the stuff that they did before, where DC Animated was beating the dog snot out of them, they got rid of all that. So this studio is only 4 years old. However, they're doing pretty good. They've done the What Ifs. They did this. I think they had a hand in Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and they did something else. But the first season of Arcane, they worked on that for 9 years.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
That's not.
Disney's not having you work on a project for 9 years for an animated project. No.
Yeah, and and the studio that did Arcane, they bet the bank. They they bet the house on that.
Yeah. And like they probably had like, but 9 years. Even though I still feel like they put a good chunk of money into this, just how it was animated and just the backgrounds. Even though the characters are a bit more just texture painting and such, but the backgrounds and like some of the effects are really nice.
Yeah, and that to me looked like the Arcane folks in there. Because like the first time they revealed the headquarters for the War Dogs, I was like in the waterfalls and stuff. I was like, ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's like it's looser, more expressive. Like Arcane's tighter oil paintings. This is like loose, but it works really well because you think of historical paintings. Yeah. And some elements of classic Disney, like classic Disney art direction and like the painterliness of it just reminds you of that. And even from the color palette of like Treasure Planet.
Yeah. Yeah, it actually does. I didn't think about that, but now that you said it, yeah, Treasure Planet,
I never saw Treasure Planet. I heard it was beautiful though.
it's an underrated Disney movie.
Yep,
It's
yeah.
underrated, and I think yeah, it's all right.
Okay.
Now since we talked about the plot a little bit, we talked about the world building. Let's jump into some of these characters. And I guess, while we're doing this, are there any characters that really, really stood out for you and elevated this particular project?
I think for me it's like the villain, and I don't know this guy's name, but I can relate to him because he's
In the first one?
uh the villain in the first one, and then this guy I really liked. The guy, I'm pointing my finger at this guy. I don't know his name. Trojan Man.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
Memnon.
Yeah,
Memnon.
yeah, I really liked him.
Yes.
I also just like his fighting style. If I were to fight, I would fight with my fist. But sorry. But I really liked the kind of relationship they built with between him and Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And the villain in the first one, Nakati, the lion,
That guy.
was actually voiced by Cress Williams,
Chris
who
Williams.
better we know as Black Lightning from DC. So yeah, Cress Williams has been in a lot of things, going all the way back to Living Single. I remember him on Living Single, you know what I'm saying? So
Wait.
He
yeah,
dated Khadijah on Living Single. He dated
yeah,
Khadijah.
he's been around.
Yeah.
He's been in a lot of projects. He's very underrated. And seeing him in Black Lightning was a solid show. Not the best. It did have its issues and flaws, but it was a super solid show. And seeing him headline that show was a great turn. So seeing how he played, because if you listen to his voice, it's one of those things almost like when Chadwick, went in the lab and learned to do the accent. This was solid. Like I couldn't tell it was him. I found out it was him. Just like Winnie Harlow played Nani in the first one. Winnie Harlow is a famous, super famous model, but she's most known actually because has extreme like vitiligo. So she's, well, she has vitiligo. So hell.
Yeah. To piggyback on it, the villain in the first, I forgot his name just that quickly, but I feel like there was a missed opportunity there. I feel like there was more depth to that character and we could have gotten a lot more. Just the way he came across, his regal ways, his calmness under fire. And let's be real, the way he was able to leverage some Wakandian technology as well. So I feel like there were a lot of missed opportunities we would have gotten if we would have gotten an expansion of that character. And to follow up on another point that we talked about, like Iron Fist, I thought Iron Fist was came through in the clutch. When I saw her in the bed, I was like, this is not going to end well from the first scene. I was like, he had to pack up again. I was like, this is not going to end well. And just that story, right? It was so cool and so fun. So that was one that really resonated with me. So both of those.
What's funny is when we were watching, we were doing the reaction, and you saw Basha get up out the bed with Jirani. And Centel go, he said, oh, so he's the honeypot. He done honeypotted her. I don't know why. I thought that was hilarious. So because you hardly ever see that. He pulled a James Bond. He's a Wakandan James Bond. Yeah.
Basha in his N64 Star Fox ship.
Yeah, that was actually pretty dope though.
Yeah.
And again, and I didn't realize until I read the description that where he went and got that statue, he was in Kunlun, which of course is why the Iron Fist was there.
In the
Guarding
beginning, they hint around the dragon. There's been a dragon scene in these parts.
Yeah.
You in Kunlun. Yeah.
And the thing is, like, the Wakandians had ships flying. And what years? This is like 1000 AD.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly. Right.
It was 14,000. Yeah.
Yo, they had radio in like 56 BC. It's like what?
The technology in Wakanda is so far advanced that I'm almost with Killmonger at this point. Like, hold up. Y'all just let us all get taken away. Y'all sitting up.
Hold on. on. Memnon was in the Trojan War with a sidekick. He's over here.
Yeah, he
was. Damn.
Yeah.
I think a character that kind of stood out to me. I mean, I agree with what everybody said with theirs, but I think a good depiction was the voice actor that did Achilles, because you could hear. Well, this isn't a spoiler. I'll just say you can hear pain in his voice. I'll just say that.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that whole relationship and how that went down, and then seeing things from Achilles' side, because at one point, you kind of do see things from Achilles' side, but then you see the other side of things, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
But how that relationship, it was good and solid, because without the actor who portrays Achilles giving something back, it changes. I think that had a big influence on how we saw that relationship. Did I not spoil it? Hopefully, I didn't spoil it. But,
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No. I don't know. I think the character that surprised me, because I thought Winnie Harlow was very solid as Nani, but the older Nani. So when we saw the second one and we saw Memnon, Bakai, and he made it back home to Wakanda, and he's talking to the older Nani. Nani, the older one, was voiced by Lynn Whitfield. So Miss thin line between
legend.
love and hate. Yes.
Oh,
the
all legend.
Yes.
Lynn
Beautiful
Whitfield?
self,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
In line.
Lynn Whitfield. She was famous.
Yeah.
She played Josephine
She played
back in the
everything.
Josephine Baker story.
Yeah. Woman of Bruce's plays.
Yes. She's on The Shy now, I think.
Was she in Martin?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
she played
But
on
she
an
was with Martin
episode
on-
of Martin from
and
A
she was in
Thin
the
Line,
movie.
Love and Hate. A Thin Line Between Love and Hate.
Yeah.
First thing I ever seen was a movie. Y'all may have never heard. It was called Dr. Detroit. It was
I did.
Dan,
Yes.
with Dan Aykroyd. Yeah, he plays a
Doctor.
college professor, and Lynn
Detroit.
Whitfield is the black prostitute in a harem because he
Yes.
owes money. It's a comedy, though. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
It is.
Dr. Detroit.
Yeah. Yeah, that movie is all kinds of ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Mhm. So I thought that she really stood out, and also if y'all didn't know, 'cause I'm fascinated with the voice actors. In the very last one, Kuda, the older war dog,
Eve's Bayou.
Steve Toussaint,
Yeah.
who is the sea snake in House of the Dragon.
Oh,
Yeah.
Steve.
Okay.
Who saw?
Yeah, Steve Toussaint.
Toussaint.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
and the Black Panther, the Queen, the Black Panther in the last one, is Anika Nani Rose
Nani.
from Dreamgirl. She was the voice of Tiana in Princess and the Frog.
She was on Power, too, wasn't she?
She was on. She's been on so many things. So But Anika Nani Rose is a remarkable, not only an actor, but her voice game. She can sing like you wouldn't believe. So
Yeah, because like you said, she's Tiana.
yeah, she was in Dreamgirls. So yeah, she's been on a lot of stuff.
And I kind of just like whenever I watch Black Panther, I want to know more about the technology. And I'm like, I just want to know more about Wakanda and the technology and how it works. And I always get like way less than I want. It's just like, all right, here it is. This is here. Bye, everybody. And that's more of.
And I think you all were right that they owed us more.
Yeah.
Than this.
Yeah.
I know, the thing about Marvel is they have having a swing and a miss for almost everything that they've done for quite a while now. And even allegedly right now, Fantastic Four is a flop. It's not a flop, but I don't know what they expected out of it. Because I thought it was a great movie, and I thought, we're back. But I guess, to the bean counters, whatever, we don't care about awards and all that stuff. It didn't hit at the box office. That's what we need. We need these coins back. I thought that was one of the reasons why they went light with this. The Black Panther, the first one, was an anomaly as far as a lot of those big studios, that black movies can't carry like that. But it surprised and did over 1 billion because we came out in droves to support it. And it was one of the realest things ever.
And I'm in the city that had the most amount, like Memphis. More people turned out in Memphis than any other city.
Yeah.
So
Here's the thing. When Black Panther came out, when I saw it the first time and saw what the Golden City was like in Wakanda, I damn near went home and started packing my shit. Like I was like, you know what?
definitely.
I'm getting ready to move there. That is where I need to be. Not, are you Wakandan? Yes, I am. I didn't tattoo my own lip. Look, I'm a war dog.
oh, man.
I'm a war puppy.
I just remember people trying to do the pronunciation that Forrest Whitaker was saying, "Oh, the Black Panther."
The Black Panther.
The scream of the Black Panther has been stripped away.
Right. And the discourse about it, like my social media was on fire, like for a month with Black Panther hit. I mean, it just.
But it's like we end up begging everyone to make projects and things that reflect us, that represent us, but do it well. I don't need to see another 12 years a slave for as long as I damn live. I don't. You know, like, and that's that. And honestly, as good as I watched the first episode, and it has a really good premise. But that throw in a little bit of 12 years a slave, Django type shit is what has taken me out of Washington Black. I want to like it so much, but that little added piece it's made it hard for me to, even want to continue. We saw an entire civilization that has never been conquered by foreigners, let alone, the Europeans, but never been conquered by foreign. We just talked about, they have technology. Nobody has. They had flying machines. They had spaceships in, 1200 BC.
About 1,000 years before the Wright brothers, were even thought about, right? Like it was crazy.
Well, damn near 3,000 years before the Wright brothers even thought about it. I mean, they weren't thinking about that till like 1900. So they 3,000 years early, but not a biplane. They had spaceships.
Yeah.
With digital gauges
turbines.
and
I mean, they just had turbines. Like
that dude put out a sidekick in the Trojan War.
Yeah. And they had like special
eat your heart out, Blackberry, you sons of bitches. Like
that can like go to get like the wheel can come together and come apart. I thought that was fascinating.
Oh yeah.
Again, I just like I need more on the deep dives of their technology and how it works. I'm really fascinated by that, but also I'm curious if the initial storyline for this was focused more on this villain and this character, and I'm sure they had these other characters in mind, but I'm wondering if it was like the first episode characters was going to be a longer showdown versus like let's make it way more anthology 4 episodes and find a way of connecting it towards everything, because I feel like there's a much richer
I
stretch.
thought so.
Here's the thing. Even if it wasn't attached to this, I would love to see a side show, something about the lion.
Yeah.
But not him, not Nani getting with him, about like when he first left.
Yeah.
And took this technology with him and how he put together his merry band of, of villains. Like I would love to see that. How because he had a Ronin warrior. He had a samurai. He had a dude that looked like Assassin's Creed. He had a Viking. He had a Samoan dude. Like he'd have been all over the world and just collected folks. I was like, that's fire. Especially because it makes you think back to, okay, Killmonger said this is what we should do with the technology. But a dude is really all about himself and out for himself. What would he do? A dude who's corrupt in his heart, what would he do with the technology? I was like, that's an interesting story. And now we have somebody else, we tell the later story. We already know that, Nani comes through and gets with him. But I would love to see that story. And Catherine, to your point, and I'm done. I feel like I've been talking a lot. But y'all know me. This is one of my first heroes. I've loved Black Panther for as long as I can remember. There is a story, I'm pretty sure it's maybe a graphic novel, and I'm pretty sure it's canon, where Black Panther goes up against the Predator.
That's from
Yeah.
the ending that they were trying to connect those worlds, and I'm like, oh, it's not. It's just
Well,
a
I mean,
kind of lookalike.
it's a a story from way back where the Black Panther versus the Yautja, um, and where they visited like T'Challa's great grandfather or something, and they happened upon while they were doing their hunting, their normal hunting on Earth, they happened upon Wakanda, and got busy with them, and got whooped, but they found this the God medal, um, and that encounter led to many of the technological advances that Wakanda enjoys today. It's one of the reasons why they are so, with that in the vibranium, why they're so much more technologically advanced than the rest of the world. So that's a really interesting read. It's visually, it's really good. It's a great tight story. So I think you would enjoy it. So
Yeah.
So tell you was gonna jump in there, man.
Oh yeah, let me my bad. Let me. It's so one of the things I really wanted to say that I really wanted to see as happy as Catherine was regarding the technology, I had like that same kind of happiness regarding like knowing just the history, and I liked what they did with creating like an alternate world. But what does that look like with Wakanda in it? I thought what they did with episode 2 was brilliant. I'm just gonna rub people's the wrong way with it, but I liked the ambition with it. And there's lots of other cool stories that, if I had like a wish list, maybe the Wakandans help Hannibal cross the Alps. I mean, who knows? There's for a moment I thought they was going to tell the story of Yasuke. I was like, oh man, maybe Yasuke was a Wakandan agent. You could have some fun with that. The story of Mas Musa, the richest man in the entire world. What if he was Wakandan and got away with some of the thing, and that's the reason why he was so wealthy? The great libraries of Alexander and Timbuktu, the tech got out, and maybe that's Wakandan. There's all kinds of cool little things, and you can make it a little bit more towards like more Black centric type of stories. Don't get me wrong. I was happy to see the stuff with Achilles and what's going on in the Far East and all that. That's cool, but you could tell a story about Shaka Zulu. There's a lot of other things that can be told that can still make it seem a little more Afrocentric, if they're willing to kind of like go that route. So if I had a wish list, I would just want just Wakanda, and then you can tell it from the future, the present, the past. It's just all about the history.
I love that idea. I do.
Oh yeah.
And that's why we needed 4 to 5 more episodes, so we could have gotten maybe some of those.
I don't want them in the 20s. I don't know. I'm just curious about Prohibition era with Wakanda and how that would. I mean, maybe that's weird time era, but I'm also a weakness for the 20s, so curious about.
Yeah, but all those ancient civilizations, how Wakanda could have impacted or influenced some of those decisions, and even mythology. We could have taken to some more mythology. We could have incorporated Judeo-Christian mythology. We could have did a lot of things.
Could even be Black inventors too.
Yeah.
Well, we can meet a lot of people, and the thing is, that is right. It's right. It's there. It can still be done.
Yeah.
Now some of that I don't like the idea, and I only say that because being a history buff myself, like Mansa Musa is the richest person the world has ever known throughout history. One of the things about Wakanda, one of the reasons why they are the way they are is because they kept their existence pretty much hidden from everybody. So that's why the Hattusarazi, the war dogs, were effective, because nobody knew about them. Nobody knew where home was. Nobody knew what they was out here in the world doing. Because it doesn't matter what country it is, whether it's an African country, Asian country, European country, Western world country. If they knew what Wakanda was sitting on, somebody gonna be greedy. Somebody like, oh, y'all got it like that over there? Oh, hold on, I need some of that. I just think that some of these other countries, especially when you're talking about like Shaka Zulu, Mansa Musa, some of the ones that African countries, I kind of want them to be left alone, only because I think they should interact in some kind of way, like a Wakandan comes through there, but don't really mess too much with that history, only because those countries still have, a rich history. And, I don't think a person from Mali would want to, you messing with their greatest person in the history of their country. They don't want you messing with that or whatever. So But I think it would be interesting if they interacted with, certain people and certain things in a way. Maybe Mansa Musa got some ideas from the war dog agent he was talking to, and he never knew that it was a war dog, but we do or something. Like, I think that'd be cool.
Well, here's my argument against that. There's a show called Doctor Who, and they do it all the time. The Doctor has been the reason why the pyramids are made. They're the reason why Noah and the flood. They're the reason why Declaration of Independence. No, the Doctor is the reason why any and everything happens in the entire world. People can suspend their disbelief enough to be like, "This is not real. This is not real."
Didn't Men in Black also do Elvis reference too?
Yeah,
Elvis went home.
What was the one show? Quantum Leap. They used to do it all the
Yeah.
time. Like, yeah, I think it would be great. I do.
I think if you try to dig too deep into being like, well, the real history of this is, then why even do the tale of Achilles? Like, if we're gonna read into it that deep, then all bets are off, right?
No,
but that's
just for me.
Yeah.
Achilles a Caucasian. I don't give a shit what they do.
But look, can you imagine, right? Like, I know this would never in a million effing years ever fucking happen. But can you imagine if, like, the reasons why the Haitians kicked the motherfuckers out their country?
But it's because of Wakandan tech.
Wakanda, yeah, you know
That would have been dope.
It would have been amazing, right? But then that was the bridge too far, and they're like, Wakanda's like, okay, and that's the reason why they didn't help the United States when they're slave. Like, it's a cool little thing that you could do because it was too effective, right? It's like,
or like Tucson had Wakandian heritage. Like, that's dope.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Or here's what I like. So if we're gonna do it like that, say that Tucson found some vibranium, like those daggers that Nani had in the first one.
Yeah.
Remember when the Lion ship blew up and the stuff fell in the sea? Yeah. Maybe they found some vibranium artifacts, and that's what they used to whoop ass. And then our war dog went to retrieve him, went to get him back. They're like, yeah, y'all wilding out here. I got to, this is too much for y'all. Ain't no telling what y'all gonna do with this. This is y'all went too far. Yeah. But but you still let it be what it is. Like, you don't mess with the Haitians' history when it comes to that. That's what I'm saying. Right. So you still have the war dogs in it, but it's like, y'all can't have that. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. I brought you something else. This is just steel. But I need that vibranium. I'm gonna need to get that from you.
Nah, I feel like we need to get on the line with somebody at Disney Animation or something. Like, we got some pitches out here. I love those ideas.
Well, it would be nice if someone was hearing us. You never know. You never know where this may land. Ryan Coogler, listen. Can we be your movie people?
Yeah. While you're at that, do Bitterroot, please.
Yeah.
Oh, please, God, please. Why are we still waiting on this? Okay, that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we talked about this plenty. Do we want? I mean, I know the answer before I ask it. Do we want a season 2?
I do.
I think that I want a season 2, but I want them to have more episodes, and give the creative team more time to wrap it up.
I think the hardest part of this is, and I like the way that they did this because it doesn't depend on the continuity of what's happening in the MCU right now.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. We just get out here and tell our story, and we even found a way to tie it back in the MCU. So
yeah.
I like, yes, like throughout history.
Yeah.
The war dogs out here, doing a thing. We've seen it, national treasure, because that's what they was. They out here reclaiming artifacts.
Yeah, it's like a fetch quest. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm with it.
Definitely think Marvel needs more Elseworld or even just isolated content.
Yeah, and not a what if. Not a what if.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Nope. This is pertinent in this universe, in this timeline. Yep.
Okay. Well, let's rewrite this thing. Based on our discussion, how do we see this? Start with you, Centel. I'm gonna go backwards this time. So, Centel, what do you say, sir?
I wish I had more hands, because I'd give it 4 thumbs up. I'm staying at BingeWorthy. I love it. It does it have its issues? Yeah, it does. But I don't think if you look like me, you're going to get a lot of opportunities to make art like this. So when it's done on this level, I want to push it as much as I possibly can. So definitely 4 thumbs out for me.
I'm gonna go next. I'm gonna actually go up to a BingeWorthy. When I think about BingeWorthy, the type of things that we say are BingeWorthy on here, would I recommend them to other people? That is a 100% yes. You need to watch this. Would I rewatch this? Yes, 100%. I would rewatch this. So it has all the elements of BingeWorthy to me. Is it perfect? No. However, yeah, I love it. So I'm gonna go up. Randy.
I really enjoyed it, and just because the way they crapped the bed for Ironheart, I'm going to turn all the way up, and yeah, I'm going to go up to a BingeWorthy too.
Okay, and Catherine.
It's kind of hard because I guess for me I still have issues with the story, but I do like the characters. I do like the art style. I definitely just wish there's more episodes. I don't love how it ended. I just felt like that was kind of thrown in. I'm gonna go up to a full meal.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, and
But I recommend people watching this. I do think it needs more love. I just think it needs more attention and time. So
And was
all
it
right,
me?
now,
Did they pull that Disney marketing job for Black projects where they started marketing it 2 weeks before it was supposed to premiere?
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But really,
And they pushed it
honestly,
up 2 weeks, I think, too. But still, it was just like it wasn't.
I think that the ship is sinking because one of the problems with the entire landscape of Hollywood these days is they've made so much money on big blockbusters. That's all they can see. I don't want to put out a project that we made for 30 million. Even if it gets 300 million, be like, yes, it's a hit. But if I can do that, then I can put out a project for 300 million and get back $1.5 billion. And that's what they want. Unfortunately, that's a crapshoot, and they're doing quantity over quality.
So less TV shows or more big budget movies, less shows.
I think they want to focus on the big budget movies because they are big budget. Here's the thing. I didn't have to do anything extra to watch Eyes of Wakanda. I already got Disney Plus. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got a subscription, you didn't have to do anything extra. If you want to go watch a movie, I had to buy a ticket. I had to spend extra money to go watch Fantastic Four. That's what they want. They want bottom line, and as long as you always have the battle between the creatives and then the business, the bean counters, the accountants and stuff. The investors, they're bottom line people. They don't care about that artsy shit, you know what I'm saying? Superheroes, people in tights, and people with bullshit powers. We don't care. How much money can it make us? No, that's why we're here. And we're on the other side of that. We're like, no, tell me a good story. Entertain me for 2 hours. Then I will give you my money. So, on the TV shows, they're pulling back because you can't keep making Secret Invasion. They made Secret Invasion. I wanted to go to Disney myself and start whooping some ass.
It was a little up. You had Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
How do you mess it up and you got Sam Jackson?
Sam and Don Cheadle. You got 2 all-time greats.
How do you mess that up with them 2 actors? I don't understand.
It's crazy.
I feel like you have to go out of your way to mess
intentionally,
it up.
right?
Yeah, but it's what it seemed like. Because if you read that script, I was like, there's no way that Samuel L. Jackson got this script beforehand. There's no way. Or maybe he did. I don't know. That's the workingest man. He's like, listen, did my check cash. Okay. All right.
I feel like they kind of did what they did with Star Wars and different things. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna make a bunch of TV shows and some with less thought and just throwing it together.
Well, the mandate was to just create content for Disney Plus.
Yeah.
That's why Bob Chapek literally lost his job. He didn't necessarily say it had to be good. It was like, we've got this new streaming service. We're going to be the next Netflix. Make content.
Yeah, and that was overestimating. They overpromised and underdelivered.
Yeah, and they didn't understand the model. They wanted to compete with Netflix just because they wanted to compete with Netflix, and they didn't understand the model.
And they completely overestimated nostalgia.
Yeah,
there's only so much.
Yeah.
Right. And the fact that I felt like everyone had to kind of watch all these shows, and then some of them just didn't connect to the movies, and it was just a hot mess in terms of trying to watch every single thing. Yeah.
Centel and I were doing a reaction. We were watching a show, Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, where Amazon Prime stuck a Titanic-sized shipload of money into that show. And visually stunning. But I swear they spent, because it said that they spent $480 million over 2 or 3 seasons or something.
Billy.
18, 20 episodes or something like that. Something crazy. Yeah. I swear they kept out 100,000 and be like, oh, put this on the script. You know what I'm saying? We're going to spend all this on costumes and actors and visual effects. Here, put a little something on the script. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. You got $20? Here, put that on the script. Because that's what it's like. And I feel like that's what we've been getting from Marvel, from Star Wars, from a lot of these big tentpole. They assume that because we're already fans and we love it, that we're also stupid and we're going to show up regardless of what you put out there. And it's just not the case anymore.
Yeah. And these streaming services costing too much to keep on paying for this, and it ain't going to be good. We do have in the chat, Chuck gave it a 4 mil. So he gave it a 4 mil. Yeah. I'm asking Mark. Mark, what you rated? Just,
Well, yeah, and tell me what Mark rated it, because I understand and actually a 4 mil, that's actually high praise from Chuck. So
yeah, I was in yeah.
So but because we went up, Randy and I went up and Catherine went up a bit as well, it ended with a 4.74, which averages to a BingeWorthy. So it's going to average a BingeWorthy. So I want to be the first to tell you that BingeWorthy, part of the Geekish Network, recommends that you should check out and binge Disney Plus's Marvel Eyes of Wakanda. We stand by it. It is our product. I
stand by it.
Yes.
Blue Magic is like Coca-Cola.
Yes.
I just need more
It's
information
my
on their
brand.
technology. I just want to know more about Wakanda and how it works.
That's an American, Captain. It's an American gangster reference.
Yes, Denzel reference.
Oh, the one where he shot that guy in the face.
Yeah. Denzel.
Well, I mean,
daylight.
that still could be several movies, but yes, that doesn't narrow it down too much. But yes, that happened.
Blue Magic, baby, Blue Magic.
Yes, he shot Stringer Bell in the face. Yes.
Yeah, that was a shocking moment.
He told him he stood by his product. So I do want to thank everyone who showed up with us tonight to see if you should binge Eyes of Wakanda. I don't know if you heard me when I said it before, but you should. It really is fantastic. Don't listen, especially when it comes to this stuff. Don't listen to what the internet has to say. Make up your own mind. Mm-hmm. The haters come out in droves. They didn't like the first movie. They didn't like Wakanda Forever, and we hated to agree with them a little bit. But this ain't it. The first movie is fantastic. This is fantastic. Check it out for yourself. Mm-hmm. I do want to thank my wonderful guests. We were without some of our very, very wonderful co-hosts tonight. We were without Mr. Charles Babchuck, one of the co-founders of the Geekish Network. We were without Miss Courtney Scott Wright. We've been without Miss Allison De La Cruz for a little while. But I did have the pleasure of talking over this project with Miss Catherine, Mr. Johnny Randolph, and Centel, and myself, I am Rakai Steed, new friend of you. I love this sample. I'm gonna get me one. I swear. I mean, I'm gonna give it, even if it's an old Casio keyboard. I'm gonna have some Fisher Price, my first keyboard. I'm gonna get.
Y'all hear me? Y'all hear mine?
No.
Okay. I got one here.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that one's way more full. Yeah. That's a full house over there.
Y'all be at home practicing speeches and just having the crowd roar for you. Be like, yes,
Pretty
they like
much.
me. They really like me.
Somebody got to get these standing ovations. You know, we got to make it happen some way.
I heard that. You got to visualize it, practice it, and it'll happen. I do want to thank Mr. Rodney Cajudo, who is our technical producer and also one of the co-founders of the Geeks Network. He's one of the best producers in the land. We couldn't do this without him. Also check out Digital Click, who provided all of our marketing needs, our graphics and everything like that. So if you've seen our advertisements on any of the social medias, that was done by Digital Click. If you have need of that, make sure that you check them out. We will be back next week, same time, same channel, and we are going to be checking out Hulu's. It is Hulu, right? Yeah, I think it's Hulu. Yeah, Hulu's Washington Black, Sterling K. Brown's new show. So please join us with that. Huh?
Is Wednesday done? Yeah.
No. There's only the first part came out.
Oh, I forgot they're doing it in parts.
Yeah, they got a second part that comes out in the beginning of September.
Netflix wants their money.
Yeah, that's on the list. So just in case y'all wondering, but like y'all ain't covering Wednesday.
Yeah, that's
we're gonna cover it when it's done. Yes, we're gonna cover it when it's done. So, thank you to everyone, and we will see y'all next week.
Bye from Memphis. Barbecue
Mark.
time.
Yo, Mark said, Johnny Randolph probably says jamming on the one.
Huh?
Jam on it.